Let's go live. Hello, hi everyone. First of all, thank you very much, Sakshi, Pooja, Gayatri, Sudha Satta. Yeah, it's very difficult to pronounce your name. And good to see the faces. I think I've met half of you. I've met there at SIBM. So I'm still jealous of people, you people, the way you are living in the campus. So I'm seriously, तो मेरे को बहुत jealousy है. It's a beautiful campus and the mountain and everything around that. Especially शाम के time का जो वहाँ पे होता है. So guys, एक बार hard work कर लो यार, एक बार मेहनत कर लो. You're not only getting a good package, you're also getting 2 years of health, wealth, everything which is there. So welcome SIBM, which is I'm Ahmedabad of Symbiosis exam, SIMBI exam. So today's main agenda is about the strategy for the exam. How should I plan my study for the next 10 days? I know it sounds very impossible, but guys, it is possible. And some of you have done that. कि 10 दिन पढ़ के exam निकालो. So we are not starting from zero. Most of you have already taken the CAT exam, already have prepared something or the other for some other exams. It's just an extension of that. The level of difficulty exam is not as difficult as CAT. And this year CAT was horrible. To be very frank, this year CAT was horrible. So SIMBI, my target for everyone is 99 percentile, even though you'll get a call at 98 point something. But to round off the number, I think 40 is a very good target from the SIMBI exam. If I go to the snapking.in, यहाँ पे scores versus percentile के column में, so as per the last year 2022 का data, 98 percentile was 35.5, 36 मोटा 99 percentile was 38. But I'm rounding off everything to 40 marks. यार 40 marks अगर आप ले आओ तो GDP में थोड़ा बहुत कम भी आया तो प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, because anyway if I CAT के अलजेब्रा की हुज़ैफा बात मत करो यार, मेरे को याद मत दिलाओ CAT की अभी, ठीक है, तो हम उसकी बात अभी नहीं करेंगे. So if I look at the GDP point of view, snap का weightage cut off weightage is 50 marks, 10 marks for group exercise, 30 marks for the interview and 10 marks for VAT, total 100 marks. So there is no academic record का weightage, so there is no weightage for any of the other things. So that's the best part of SIMBI exam. एक बार score अच्छा लाओ, then it all depend upon how you perform in your interview, in your group exercise or in the VAT. It's all depend upon that day. Fine. So let's start with that thing. So मुझे तो पहले आपसे ये जानना यार, how many mocks you have taken? Because my target is 20 mocks. So how many mocks you have taken? Sakshi, Gayatri, Pooja, Sudasatta, Chaudhary. I'll prefer calling you Chaudhary. So how many mocks you have taken?
Yes. Can you hear me? Yes. So, sir, I guess all of us have taken different number of mocks. I took more than 20 mocks for sure, because
20
I
mocks,
had a
okay.
strategy of taking one mock every day minimum, and I have been preparing for SNAP even before CAT. So I have consistently been taking mocks once in a while. So yeah, minimum 20.
Okay.
What about you, Shuddha Sotu?
So, my strategy was a bit different. I gave quite a few sectional mocks because I was a bit worried about the LR section and the VA section, which is quite different from CAT examination specifically. And I made sure that from 1st December, I did give one LR as well as one VA mock every day, and that really helped me, and I was completely prepared right till 8 December.
Okay. So if I just try to ask you one more question. So before that, before 1st of December, you have not prepared for the SIMBI exam, assuming you were preparing for the CAT exam.
Yes, so basically before the 1st December, since October and November only, I was preparing mostly for the holistic preparation for every examination. So I gave SNAP mocks and it was the overall mock. But after that, from 1st December, I specifically focused on the sectionals.
Correct. So we are getting a few comments as well from students here. I'm sorry to cut you in, sorry. Huzefa is scoring 24 marks, average of 4 marks. Shivraj is at 35, at 28 marks with 35 marks. So guys are doing a good progress. हम 40 जाना है बस. That is our target. वो attempt 1 में हो कि attempt 2 में हो कि attempt 3 में हो, वो ऊपर वाला जाने और तो तुम जाने. Sorry, yeah. Gayatri, Sakshi, you want to add something?
Yes, sir. So I started preparing for SNAP a couple of months before the exam itself. So my strategy was also to give as many mocks as possible and get better in this course. So I also gave around 25 mocks overall.
25.
Yeah.
Okay. So Gayatri.
Yes, sir. So because I had taken a gap year and was preparing for all the India entrance exams, I gave 10 mocks of SNAP and I strategized the mock accordingly. Like I gave 5 mocks before the CAT exam, wherein I was just trying to understand what my strategy needs to be. Like I was just experimenting by adopting different strategies in those first 5 mocks. And after that, after the CAT exam, I gave each mock very seriously by finalizing what one strategy, and I gave all the 5 mocks with that strategy only. Um, then I also analyzed those mocks. So in total, I gave only 10.
Superb. So I want to know your strategies as well as we go along. So if I look at the average 20 mocks, यार अभी December 1 से भी start किया जाए तो I think I can get a call from SIBM. It's not impossible. It's how you perform in the next. It's not about first attempt. So if you're giving one attempt, 20 mocks you have to give. दिन में दो mock दो, तीन दो. If you're giving 2 attempts, then 10 and 8, 12 and 8. And if you're giving 3 attempts, then you have to bifurcate the number of mocks towards each attempt. And I think if you are giving the more, if you're maximizing your attempt, you have a better chance to get a better score. Because the problem with SIMP exam is all the 3 pattern will be different. तीनों का pattern थोड़ा बहुत, obviously not drastic difference, but the level of difficulty is going to change. So you have to maximize your attempt. So 2 या 3 attempt आपको देना चाहिए, so that you can get through that. And starting with mock score कम ही आने वाला यार, obviously. So 15, 20, 25. You start with 15 marks, 20, 25. This is a danger zone. Yeah. So my advice to all the students here is जितना जल्दी हो सके danger zone को cross करो. Huzefa, you are on the borderline. So Yuvraj is 28. मतलब already इस zone में आ चुके हो. So the moment you are touching 30 marks, I think that's very, very important for your confidence. कि यार अभी मैं वो safe zone में आ चुका हूँ. So if you are less than 25, I believe you have to study more. You have to do more maths, verbal, logic. You have to do more extensively that. But if you're crossing 25, 30, 30, 35, then it's all about mocks. Then I don't need to worry about, I know a lot of things. I need to worry about a particular topic like geometry nahi aata, number nahi aata, clocks and calendar nahi aata, because clocks and calendar is a part of quant for a very, very long time, which is coming in the exam. तो ये सारी आपको चीजें करनी है. Like arithmetic, everyone does. ये सबको आता ही है. But if I need to work on the progression, trigonometry, PNC probability at an easier level, not a very, very high level, because you will get question on other areas as well. Okay. Critical reasoning I have to study. So if I just give you a mota overview, so then probably you are Parth already 34. Parth तू साले 250 marks लाया भाई तू. Parth have got 250 marks in NMAT. तुम बात कर रहे हो 40 आएगा कि नहीं आएगा, तो भाई बाकी लोग क्या होगा? So if you look at the logic section, out of 25 questions, critical reasoning 8 questions, modern logic 9 questions, puzzles 1 or 2 questions, and traditional logic 7 questions. I'll explain that in detail. ये सारी चीजें आपको snapking.in पे मैंने डाल दिया है. Cut off date, actual paper, and go through all the actual papers. Please, that's my request to everyone. Last 3 साल का पेपर देख के जाओ, आपको एक काफी कुछ आइडिया आ जाएगा कि पेपर में क्या आता है क्या नहीं आता. अर्थमेटिक 1 क्वेश्चन, other maths के 8 question, and non-maths DI, DS 4 question, grammar 6, reading 2 only, and vocab 7. I think grammar and vocab are the 2 areas which I can survive. इसके लिए हमारा G strategy always rock. So G strategy मतलब गरीब बच्चा की, सर मैं पढ़ता बहुत हूँ, अभी क्या किया जाए, 10 दिन बाकी है, मैं अभी जागा हूँ, क्या क्या किया जाए. कोइन डिकोडिंग करना पड़ेगा, सब कुछ करना पड़ेगा भाई. एवरी टॉपिक इज इंपॉर्टेंट. See, clocks and calendar 2 question, blood relationship 3 question, coin decoding 2 question. Every topic is important when it comes to the logical section. So pick up your book. Every chapter will be there 1 or 2 questions. Okay. So yeah. So anyone would like to start with their strategy first? How you prepare for the exam or last 10 days? I don't want to hear कि मैंने 2 महीने पहले start किया, because now it's. I don't want to listen to that. Then you're talking like my mom. बेटा पहले पढ़ता तो तेरा हो जाता. अरे मम्मी अब 10 दिन बाकी है, बताओ क्या करना है, छोड़ दो भी सब कुछ. So yeah, so if you can help us with that, last 10 days, what you have done, or what kind of a magic trick you can give us so that we can survive and be there in your college?
Yes, I'll go first. I believe that this 10 days is very, very crucial because this is a time where we need to recalibrate all the strategies. Because CAT pattern and SNAP pattern are very different. The type of exam is also very different, as we'll be sharing, going forward in this session. So I feel that we need to understand where our strengths lie, where our weaknesses are, and we have to change our strategy at this point. The best way to do that is definitely by doing a lot of mocks, because that is the one way in which we really understand what we are good at and how can we improve. And like sir mentioned, right, it is a gradual slope. So initially all of us may not score really amazing marks, but that's all right. So it's a slope, and yeah, doing a lot of mocks can help a lot.
Adding on to what Pooja mentioned, I specifically believe doing a few sectionals right from 1st December will really help you a lot, because it will help you understand your strengths in each and every section. And since you can navigate between sections in Snap and you don't have a sectional cutoff as such, it is really crucial to maximize your strength. So do try it out, because it has helped me, and hopefully it will help you as well to maximize your scores.
Yes, adding to what Pooja and Shubha Shotto said, I think giving more number of mocks, whether it's the full mock or sectional mock, will really help. But apart from that, you also need to analyze those mocks. Like just randomly giving mocks won't help unless and until you analyze where you're going wrong or where you're going right. So, what is working out for you? Which strategy is working out for you? Or which topics you find easier when you're solving the mocks? Or which topics you think will take more number of time, more amount of time? So that is something that you need to figure out for yourself in this 10 days. And if you're able to figure out that, and in the last 2, 3 days, you're able to build a perfect strategy for yourself to attempt the snap paper, then that would be really great.
So just to add on to what everyone has already mentioned, in the last 10 days, once you are clear with all the basic topics, it is important that you focus on the accuracy along with the speed. So that is one important aspect that you should keep in mind for SNAP exam.
Okay, all right. So I can see a lot of comments as well on the chat box, and I'm so glad to see that all of you are so eager to learn about how to crack Snap, and that too in the remaining 10 days. And we are here to help you with that, and we hope that this session would be helpful, right? So welcome to Shift into the Snap Gear. It's a collaboration between Snap King and SIBM Pune. And I'm Pooja R. You may have heard my name already, and I'm part of the aspirant relations team of SIBM Pune. So we have already previously conducted a session with Snapking, I guess around a month ago, and we received a lot of positive feedback and love, right? So we just had to come back for another session. So this session will have some overlaps definitely with the last session, but our intention is to cover as many details about Snap as possible. So, because this is the next big thing on your plate. So, one small request that I have for all of you is to keep the chat box interactive, engaging, right? And we'll also have a Q&A at the end of the session to clear all your doubts. Now, let me introduce all of us. We are your hosts for the day. You can see my name there on the screen. I'm Pooja R. My co-hosts are Gayatri, Sakshi, and Shudha Shotto. We are all part of the aspirant relations team, and by now you already know what our council does. So very, in simple words, we are your companions in this admission journey. So we are here for you every step of the way. So please do feel free to reach out to us on our social media platforms or through our official email, because we are always going to be here to lend you a helping hand. So in fact, every day when I open LinkedIn or any of our social media pages, I can see so many messages flooding in. So we are always going to be here. And guess what? We have been connecting with you all virtually till now. But we are actually coming to meet you all in person pretty soon. So let me share a small glimpse of that before we head on to the session. yes, every time I see this video, I can't help but smile because our bags are already packed. And as you can see, our flagship event, this is our flagship event, Coffee with SIBM. It's coming to 5 cities this year on the 2nd and 3rd of December. So we'll come to Pune, Mumbai, Delhi, Lucknow, and Ahmedabad, and that too in just 2 days. Our bags are literally already. So we will be sharing more strategies with you in person for Snap and GEPI. We also have a mock quiz ready for all of you in the session, and the winners get to take home amazing goodies. So I would request everyone to take out a minute to scan the QR code that you see there and register for the event. Uh, we will share more updates on our social media pages. Meanwhile, I'll introduce myself. I am Pooja, and I'm from Kerala and settled in Bangalore. I have done my undergraduation in BTech Computer Science and Engineering. I worked for 2 years at Deloitte as a business technology analyst. I've also done my master's in psychology from Christ University. In fact, I'm the rank holder at Christ. And I'm a counseling psychologist with around 4,000 plus hours of counseling experience. Now, let me invite Sakshi to introduce herself.
Hi, folks. I am Sakshya Gavne, hailing from Mumbai. I graduated with a BA in English Literature in 2021 and subsequently worked for 2 years as a consultant in a recruitment firm. Over to Shudashotu.
Hi, aspirants. My name is Shuddhashattu Chaudhary. I come from a middle class Bengali family. I've done my BTech IT from IIM Kolkata, where I have been the departmental topper. I'm a sports person by heart. I've also written a couple of books, which have been inaugurated in the Kolkata Book Fair. That's a little bit about myself. Let me welcome Gayatri to introduce herself.
Thank you so much for the short film. My name is Gayatri Patil. I come from Alibag. I've done mechanical engineering from Sardar Patel College of Engineering, Mumbai, and I am a fresher. Something more about myself is that at SIBM Pune, I'm the national finalist for the case from J&J Imaginators. Back to Pooja to begin today's session.
Yes, let's begin our session with something quite interactive, right? So on the screen, you will see a QR code. Yeah, I hope that you can see the QR code now. So I would request everyone to scan the QR code and answer a couple of questions, very simple questions, right? But I do have a trigger warning. These questions may or may not be pleasant for everyone. So just take a few minutes to scan and answer the questions. Meanwhile, we'll present the screen in some time. Can already see, I can see responses coming in. Okay, many of you have already attempted CAT. Some of you have not. Let's see if there's more response. So I'm interested in understanding, some of you have not prepared. Okay, it changed, right? So as you can see, the number of people who haven't prepared for CAT is going down. Oh, sorry, haven't attempted CAT is going down. Yeah, exactly. More and more people are responding with a yes. Okay, it's interesting. This is keeping on changing. Let me look at the next question, maybe. How did your CAT go? Okay. Some of you are saying, don't remind me of it. I understand because I heard that this year's CAT was very, very difficult for lack of a better word, right? Okay, a few of you felt that it was okay-ish. Again, this is again interesting. The don't remind me of it is going up. Come on, take your time. You can also go to menti.com, right? And you can use the code 65111717 if you aren't able to answer. Okay. It's just going on and on. Okay, we get the gist of the exercise, right? So it's again, it was not to trigger anyone. the intention of this was not to bring back any difficult memories, right? But it was for us to understand, and many of us are sharing very similar experiences. For some of us, the CAT exam may have gone well. For others it may not have gone well. And for a few minutes, I would like to address those who feel that CAT didn't go well. So I understand that it can be quite disheartening, because you may have put so much of time, effort, and hope into something, right? And when it doesn't reach your expectation, of course, it can be like a heartbreak. So I want you to know that CAT is not the end of the world, and I'm not just saying it for the sake of it, right? I genuinely do mean it. Now, here, let me share my personal story. After CAT, I was also very, very heartbroken, and I felt that all my efforts have gone to waste, right? Like many of you here have mentioned. But I knew that I shouldn't let this affect my SNAP performance, because SIBM Pune is also a Taiwan institute, and that too with such an amazing brand name. So I got myself to continue my SNAP prep, gave the examination, and I cracked the flagship institute SIBM Pune. But guess what? I got a very good percentile in CAT. I got more than 97 percentile. I got calls from many good colleges. But in spite of that, I decided to choose SIBM Pune, right? So that is what I'm trying to say, that, CAT is never the end of the road, right? There are so many exams out there that lead you to a different path. And I'm every day so grateful to be here. Now, the moral of the story is that we never know what's going to happen. Maybe CAT, although it did not go well, you may get a nice percentile, right? But again, at the end of the day, don't limit yourself to just CAT and a few brand names. There is a world of a lot of opportunities out there for you, even if you did well in CAT or did not do well in CAT. Now, another myth that I would like to sort of break here is that SNAP is, many people say SNAP is for those who didn't do well in CAT. That's not at all the case, right? As you can see in my particular case, my percentile was pretty good, right? So you need to believe in yourself and continue your preparation, right? Yeah, in fact, a lot of my batchmates, they have left colleges like IIM Shillong, new IIMs, SPJ, XLR, IIT Delhi, so on and so forth, and decided to join SIBM Pune. So yeah, always remember, life can change in a So this is up to us. Cracking SIBM is not at all easy. Not to demotivate you, but I'm stating the facts because it's the flagship institute of symbiosis. So a lot of preparation has to go into it, but you can do it. There are 10 days left and you can do it. And sometimes people, say that I studied for SNAP in just 1 week, in just 10 days and all. But I want to state some facts here. Right. So when I shared with you how many of you have prepared for CAT, most of you have answered, right? Do you agree with me? How many of you have prepared for CAT? Please let me know in the chat box. It need not be like a high level of preparation, but even a little bit of preparation is sufficient. Okay, I can see one comment. You have prepared for CAT. Okay. Anyone else? How long did you prepare for CAT? Because this is very important even to understand your SNAP journey, right? How long have you prepared for CAT?
So what do you think are the differences between Snap and Cat? You can comment.
Okay. I can see that some of you have been preparing for CAT. No, so technically, if you have been preparing for CAT, that means that you have also been preparing for SNAP, right? So now, like I mentioned to sir at the beginning, the strategy, we need to recalibrate the strategy. So CAT and SNAP are very different exams, as I said, with different patterns. So your strategy also needs to change when you target SNAP. Now that's why this particular phase, right, between CAT and SNAP is extremely crucial. This is when you need to shift into that SNAP year. Now, this phase, we call it the 13 golden days, right? So the 13 golden days are the 13 days between CAT and SNAP. And in your case, 3 days are gone. So we have the 10 golden days. So some of you may have, taken the last few days to process what really happened at CAT. Some of you may have already started preparation. And this session is for all of you. How can we make the best use of the remaining 10 days? Now, let me invite Sakshi to give us a good context about SNAP.
Hello, everyone. Now, let me ask you a quick question. What do you know about SNAP so far? You can post what you know in the comments. Okay. Radhika says SNAP is a speed-based test. That is right. 1 minute per question. Overall, yes, it is. You have to solve 60 questions in 60 minutes. Yes, 60 marks in total. That is right. Okay, amazing. You all know the exam basics pretty well. SNAP is a 1 hour computer-based test. It is an objective test, and each question will have 4 options. A big point to note down is that there is a negative marking of 25%. So random guesses are a big no-no in SNAP. This year, SNAP will be conducted on 3 different dates, that is 10th, 17th, and 22nd of December. So some of you may have registered for 1, some of you may have registered for 2, and some for all of 3. The best part is that the test with the highest score will be considered. Now, let's say I gave all the 3 tests and I got 38, 39, and 42. Only 42 will be considered. As you can see on the screen, this is the division of the syllabus. So it is general English, which is the first section, which are 15 questions, followed by analytical and logical reasoning, which are 25 questions. Then it is quantitative DI and DS, which is 20 questions. So 60 questions in total in 60 minutes. This is the timeline of the entire process. SNAP admit card will be released pretty soon on December 4th and December 9th. And the results will be out on January 10, 2024. We want to highlight that you need to separately register for SIBM Pune. This means that just registering for SNAP is not enough. You have to apply for SIBM Pune after the SNAP exam. Since SNAP is for so many colleges under the Symbiosis University. You can check out our Instagram page. We have a story highlight that showcases the registration process. Now, the last day to apply for an for an MBA at SIBM Pune is December 9th. If anyone has not yet registered, I would urge you to not miss out on that. In the heat of preparing for the exam, you might miss the date, so all the effort will go vain. So just go and register. Now that you know about the outline of SNAP, Let's really dig deeper into what SNAP is all about. Before starting the preparation, understanding the syllabus is vital. There is no official SNAP syllabus because it is a very dynamic exam. So the list that you see on the screen is not exhaustive. So it is possible that questions may come completely outside of the list as well. So as you can see on the screen, there are many topics in quantitative ability. There is number system, there is arithmetic, then you have progressions, logarithm, probability, permutation and combination, and so on. Continued by syllabus of LR and VA as well. There are a lot of topics. I'll stay a minute on the screen so that you can go through the syllabus. So do you notice any difference in the syllabus of SNAP and other competitive exams? Let me know in the comments. It is kind of different, yes. What differences do you notice? Okay. So yes, there are various differences, especially in English and logical reasoning. The nature of the questions is also different. So that's why having a different strategy is very important. Talking about strategies, let me ask you all a question. Do you have any particular strategy that you follow while taking SNAP mocks? What strategies do you follow? So there must be a different approach that you must be taking in giving other competitive exams and the SNAP exam. So do let me know what are the different strategies that you have. Okay. Someone says that start with quants, then VA, then LR. Okay. Kishore follows logical quants and VA. Okay. Now, let me share a few SNAP strategies which have helped us a lot. First and the foremost, divide time among sections very wisely. One of the USPs of SNAP is that we can navigate between sections. This advantage is not there in many other exams. So make the best use of this. Understand your strengths and divide your time wisely. Also, there has been no sectional cutoff in the past. So take advantage of that aspect as well. Remember that SNAP is about how you strategize your time. Next, speed is the key. SNAP is a speed-based test where we have 60 questions to solve in 60 minutes. So you cannot afford to lose track of time. Make sure you don't get too attached to one particular question. Speed with accuracy. Just solving the questions quickly will be useless if you compromise on the accuracy. Don't make random guesses in trying to attempt maximum questions. Mark only those which you are sure of. Sometimes After Snap, there will be folks who say that I solved all 60 questions, whereas you may have solved less. It does not matter. You need to prioritize the accuracy along with the speed. I would like to suggest a technique. Bank on your strengths first. That is what I did. First, gather as many marks as you can in your strong areas and topics and save the remaining time for difficult questions. Let me suggest the bucketing method. Now, categorize topics in quants such as A, B, and C. A being the easiest topic for you. Start with all the A's, attempt the B's later, and then you can invest in C's only if you have time left. You can customize your sequence. As I mentioned before, we can navigate amongst sections. By giving enough mocks, you can get an idea of which sequence of section suits you better. Find the sequence that works well for you. Let's dive deeper into the different sections and the strategies that you can utilize for each. Now, before I begin the topic, can you guys let me know which is the easiest section for you and which is the hardest? Okay. VA is easier for some, then followed by quants and then logical. I can see quants is easier for some people. For some, VA is easier. Okay. Okay. As you can see, everyone has their own friends and enemies amongst the three sections. The trick is to score as much as you can in your easiest section and work on your weak areas as much as possible. General English. In General English and even other sections, you have to analyze a lot of texts. So you can start by trying to improve your scanning skills. Try to grasp the majority of the content from one read because it will help you save your precious time. Improving the reading speed is also necessary. Start reading the newspaper. And although Snap doesn't test your GK, you do have future rounds of GE and PI. Here's a sample question from General English. Buy a lemon. What does it mean? A superstitious way to say good luck? A lie which is propaganda for people to believe? An unbelievable story which is told for people to believe? To purchase a vehicle that constantly gives problems or stops running after you drive it away. Now here, it is something you buy that is defective and does not work well. So the answer here will be option D. I would like to hand over the session to Shudha Shotro to explore the LR and QA sections.
Thank you, Sakshi. Hello all. I hope you're all with us so far. Now let's go to the logical reasoning section. So the logical reasoning section of Snap is quite different from that of CAT. In CAT, you usually see a very long LR set at times. Snap is designed a bit differently. It's one question in 1 minute. So most probably the question would be shorter, but it may not be a one sentence question. We'll be sharing a few examples with you very soon. But that doesn't mean the questions will be easy. The question may be tough, moderate, or easy. One more thing to add is that at times a question set also may be distributed throughout the paper. Let me explain further. You may get a set and the first question may be at position 18th and the same set may have another question in the position 22nd. So be wary of that. This is much unlike CAT. Now let's get into the two questions. So the first question of LR is, there are only 4 members of a family A, B, C, and D, and there is only one couple among them. When asked about their relationship, following with the replies. Let's go to the replies directly. So you have a constraint given over here. Given one of them always speaks the truth, one of them always lies, and the rest to alternate between truth and lies. So A says that B is my son and D is my mother. This is A's verdict, and B says that C is my wife and D is my father. C says D is my mother-in-law and A is my daughter. D says A is my granddaughter and B is my daughter-in-law. So which of the following statements must be true? A's grandmother alternates between the true and lie. C's wife always speaks the truth. A's grandfather always speaks the truth. B's daughter always tells lies. As you can see, this is a relatively longer question, and many a times this may be a set with multiple questions. So you can scan the paper and see if there are more questions under this particular set. If yes, solving this set can be a bonus. So you all can solve this question now. Do try it out, folks. Hope you find it interesting. It is a bit tricky as well. So comment us, how much time do you want for this question? So are you done? So aspirants, what is the answer? What do you think? Do comment us your answer. Okay, I'll be giving you 10 seconds more. I think the time is over. We can now move on to the next question of LR. You can now see the solution in our screen. So how many of you have got it correct? Now let's move to the second question of LR. So the relationship has been given sound and muffled. We have to find out the relationship between the two and find similar words from the options who have the similar relationship. So sound and muffled. Muffled, as we know, it means to reduce sound by wrappings or by other means. So we can see the options. The first option shows moisture and humid. Option B says color and faded. This can be considered because fading of color is like reducing it to some extent. Moisture and humid, the first option, there's no such relationship as such. The C option C says despair and anger. So that is also not relatable in that way. D says odor and pungent. So there's no relationship as such. So sound muffled means reduced sound. And we can see that option B says faded color. So for me, the answer will be B because it has a similar relationship as sound and muffled. So it was quite an easy question. Let's move to the quant section now. The quant section in Snap basically consists of quants and data interpretation combined. So you may notice both types of questions over here. Here, try to improve calculation speed by practicing numericals daily. You can also keep revising formulas and the important tables, squares, cubes, and so on. Let's start with one question. So the first question of quant. So the first question says, a man invests a certain amount at 6% per annum simple interest and another amount at 7% per annum simple interest. His income from the interest after 2 years was rupees 354. So total income from interest only is rupees 354. The ratio of the first amount to second amount is 4:5. So remember, this is the amount ratio given over here, which is 4:5. Find the total amount invested. It's a question from simple interest, and as you can see, one of the options is none of the above. So we won't be able to use the elimination method, which we have discussed previously, and need to be careful about it. Now let's go to the answer. The ratio of first amount to second is given to be 4:5. Let the two amounts be 4x and 5x respectively. So the total amount invested will be 4x plus 5x, which is equal to 9x. Now we can see, we can solve the question. We can find out the simple interest for each one of them, 4x and 5x individually. And if you solve, you'll find that the total amount comes out to be rupees 2,700. Now remember over here to do 9 into x, because the total amount will be 4x plus 5x. So don't make that mistake, and since none of it above is there, you can maybe give that, because 300 will be the value of x. So do find out and do multiply 9 after you have find out the answer. Now we can move to the second question of quants. So as we can see, the second question is a DI question. So you can just check out how many questions will be given from this particular section. If it is more than one question, it is definitely worth it doing. So there are some constraints. Income from students can be used for awards and facilities otherwise kept aside. The second point says renovation can be done only with a donation from institute. The third point says government and institutes contribution do not increase even if any new course is introduced for till 2 years. If government's contribution was rupees 20 lakhs and the management could save rupees 1,20,000, that one would be the expenditure on wages. So the last 3 lines will be really important for us for solving this question. If the government's contribution was rupees 20 lakhs, so the government's contribution over in the pie chart, in the income pie chart, has been given to be 35%. So 35% of the total one will be equal to 20 lakhs. So from here you can find out the 100%, which is equal to the total income. The second says, the second part says that, and the management could save rupees 1,20,000. So what will be the expenditure? Now, once we have found out the total income, we know that total expenditure is equal to total income minus the savings. So the total savings is rupees 1,20,000. Once we have found out the income, we can find out the expenditure. Now the question asks, what would be the expenditure on wages? So the wages says we have 55% expenditure which goes for wages. So once we have found out expenditure from income and savings, we can find out 55% of that expenditure to find out the expenditure on wages. So here is the solution given to us. We can kindly go through it once. Now that we have delved into all the 3 sections, let's revisit the concept of 13 golden days in your case. 10 golden days. Let me invite Pooja to take over the session and take it forward. Over to you, Pooja.
Yes, hi aspirants. I hope the sectional strategies have been very helpful for all of you, right? And I can see a lot of participation, a lot of comments are coming in. Let me take some time to just process that. Many of you got the answer right. That's amazing. Some of you have shared that DI is a nightmare. Yes, DI was also one of my weak sections, in fact. So yeah, I mean, knowing that it's your nightmare is a good thing. That means that you know your weaknesses, right? So similarly, try to understand where your weak areas are, where your strong areas are, so that you can concentrate more on your strong sections. In your case, like Shuddha Shato rightly said, there are 10 days ahead. Now, I would like to ask you, what do you think needs to be your strategy for the next 10 days? Based on everything that we have shared so far, how can you change your strategy? What kind of strategy can you take up? Let me know in the comment. And meanwhile, while you comment, right, have you noticed that the pattern, the way this pattern is different, right? Um, I think in CAT it was LRDI, if I'm not wrong. In this case, DI comes with quant. So there are a lot of differences, as you can see. So be cautious of this and don't get surprised or shocked in the actual exam. Okay. So I hope this helps you a little bit when it comes to the next 10 days, the 10 golden days, because you're very close to the exam. So try not to pick any new topics. That would be our suggestion. Of course, it's not a hard and fast rule, but this is just our suggestion from our end, right? So instead, try to focus on improving your speed and your accuracy in your strong areas. Now, other thing is try to cover all the sections daily, even if it's a few questions, practice at least a few questions from all of the sections, right? And revise your formulas every single day. In fact, I used to look at the formula sheet and then only go to bed because I would imprint into my memory. Now, another thing is that your admit card will be out in just a few days, right? So try to attempt your mocks at the designated time slot. This helps in preparing your body as well as mind. So in my case, my exam was, I think, 12 or something, and I had to sort of adjust myself to that time. So it's also important to rewire your sleep cycle. So take this time to do all of that. During this phase, please, please, please do take care of your health, both physically and mentally. So do a lot of self-care. It's very, very important, right? And you can also engage in some sort of stress management activities. For me, it was journaling. I love journaling. It might be breathing exercises. It can be anything that you like, meditation, so on and so forth, right? Now, we have highlighted the word mocks in like big bold letters on the screen, as you can see. So it's very, very important to do mocks in snap pattern. It's very important. And there is this question that we get asked a lot: how many mocks should we take? I guess sir also asked us in the beginning of the session, right? Now, what do you think? How frequently do you take mocks? How many mocks do you think is the right number for this period? Let us know in the comment box. Okay, I already also got a question. Can we switch between sections? Yes, yes, it's in fact the USP of Snap, right? You can switch between section and that makes life a lot easy, which means that you can customize your order, as Sakshi mentioned a while ago. I hope that answers your question, Natasha. So what do you think? What is the right number of mocks? 10. Okay, Mangesh is saying 10. Yeah, you have 10 days ahead. Every day one mock. That sounds pretty safe to me. Yes. Any other answer? Anybody thinks it should be lesser than 10, it should be more than 10? It should be 24. Okay, 24. You can take more than one mock a day. That's also feasible, because especially in Snap, it's a 1 hour test, right? But don't forget to analyze it. 17 to 25, 15 to 20. I can see a wide range of answers pouring in. Yes. So there is no correct answer to this, right? Your frequency of mocks, it actually depends on you, how you feel about it. I would definitely recommend you to take at least 4 to 5 mocks minimum, right? Because you need to get a feel of the exam. And this is just the bare minimum, I would say. Now we will show you a mock calendar that we have prepared for all of you, right? The dates, we have highlighted a lot of dates there for this month. Now, this is not a compulsory calendar to follow. It depends on you, right? Um, there are many aspirants who would prefer doing one mock every day. One of you, Mangesh, mentions 10 mocks, right? So one mock every day, I'm guessing. Others would prefer a bigger gap between the mocks. Many people like taking 2 mocks every day. So understand your own comfort and follow what you feel is right. Now, this is just a calendar that you can take if you feel is feasible for you. We have also highlighted the exam dates, the dates in which the admit cards will be released. So if you want, you can take a screenshot of this, or you can refer to this video again. I believe it might be very helpful. And remember that the mocks between the sections, as you can see, between the exams also we have given some dates, right? So taking mocks between the sections is very crucial, because you get to analyze your previous paper pattern and you can prepare according to that. So yeah, like sir mentioned at the beginning, it's possible that the pattern would be very, very different, but it's good to be very prepared. So please do analyze your weak and strong areas after each attempt that you give and recalibrate your strategies. Okay. Now, doing a lot of mocks is not enough. As I said, you need to analyze it. Now, let me share a mock analysis template with all of you. Yes, so this is a template that you can use to analyze your overall mock. As you can see, after each mock, note down your overall percentile, the score that you have, the section-wise scores that you have, right? And just reflect on it and identify what went well for you, what went wrong, and what are the ways in which you can improve. Now, this is a ongoing process. You need to keep on doing it after every single mock, which is very, very important. It can help you track your progress as well towards your goals. Now, once you get an overall understanding of your strengths and weaknesses, I would suggest you to go a little bit deeper and understand it topic wise. Now, let me share another template. Is it visible? Okay. So the topic wise analysis template. Now it's time to understand topic wise. So the template that you see on the screen can help you, right? We will also be sharing all of these resources along with other tools in the comment box. So you can click on the link and access the folder. You can download the resources and you can use them accordingly. All right. Now let us examine this template. First of all, are you able to see the template? It seems to me that there is a glitch. We are sharing the template, but for some reason it's not visible on the screen. But that's all right. I will give you a gist of what this is all about, right? So basically, you have a lot of topics in your hand, right? Now, what you can do is try to understand how comfortable you are with each of these topics. Now, in a while, I'll be sharing this template, all of these resources in the comment box. So don't worry, you will get a chance to get a feel of it from that as well. So take each topic and on a scale of 1 to 10, just rate it, right? Rate how comfortable you are, how much speed that you can, how much time you take on each of it, and the accuracy. So this requires a lot of introspection and self-analysis, in fact. Okay. Now, based on the score, you can bucket the topics into easy, moderate, or difficult. I do understand that there seems to be a glitch with the template. You may not be able to see it. So we will be sharing it in the chat box, not to worry at all. right? And the easy and moderate difficulty depends upon you. It's not the level of difficulty set by the exam, it's your own subjective feeling, right? How do you feel about it? Now, once you have bucketed the topics, you can, continue to give these mocks and try to improve your scores as much as possible. Now, this brings us to the end of SNAP preparation, but that's not at all over. Let me show you a glimpse of our hilltop heaven. We will show you a small video. Guess we are facing some sort of network issue. Just give some time to, fix this. In the meanwhile, what do you think? What have you heard about SIBM Pune so far? Because we are getting this question a lot. In fact, so many aspirants have been, reaching out to us even over LinkedIn and asking us about SIBM Pune. So, what do you feel about it? Okay. Okay, now let me talk to you about my own personal experience. Our campus, as Sir mentioned, is absolutely beautiful, right? So, um, I just want you to know that, we are all welcome here. And to take you over the next few slides, let me welcome Gayatri.
Thank you, Pooja. So I'm not going to talk a lot about a college, but I'm going to talk about the very basics. So here at SIBM Pune, we offer two MBA programs based on our needs and interests. First one is MBA Flagship, the 2-year full-time residential MBA, and second one is Innovation and Entrepreneurship. So this program is for the budding business entrepreneurs to learn how to create and nurture a startup. So we have four main specialization here at SIBM Pune: marketing and sales, human resource, operations, and finance. For more information about the specializations, you can check our official website. So now let me take you to the very important part of any B schools that any aspirants looks for. That are the placement reports. Uh, as you all know, that placement reports are a must in our B school research. Um, I compared the placement reports of many colleges before choosing SIBM Pune. So this is a placement report for summer internship and final placement of last year. Um, it's not visible on the screen as we are facing some network issues, but I would like to verbally tell you about the placement records that we have for last year. So the average stipend for summers last year was 2.91 lakhs, and the average CTC for final year placement last year was 26.77 lakhs per annum. You can also check our website for detailed reports, but you might all know that the market conditions right now are not that great. So we are hearing so many reports of top B school colleges not doing well in placements this year. But we have a different narrative. We have in fact released the summer internship report of this year. So just let me take you through that. Um, the summer internship report. So as we are facing the network issue, I would like to tell you verbally about the numbers that we have got this year. We have secured 3.23, I repeat, 3.23 lakhs as the average stipend, and the highest goes up to 4.5 lakhs for a 2-month internship period. If you remember from the last conversation that we had, our previous average for summers was 2.91 lakhs, and this year it is 3.23. So growth in stipend is a huge green flag in any B school. In fact, you can check our previous year's reports as well, and we have had consistent growth year after year. And these reports are heavily audited by a third party, so the numbers are very true. So now let me take you through some of the companies that visit, some of the prominent companies that visit SIBM Pune. So we have PwC, P&G, ITC, JP Morgan, Colgate, Coca-Cola, Godrej, Pidilite, Goldman Sachs, L'Oreal, Johnson and Johnson, Mondelez, Airtel, and so many more amazing companies. Each company on the list is a top guy. So now after completing the presentation, I think this brings us to the question and answer session. So I request the aspirants to please put all the questions, any doubt about Snap, or any other question that you have in the comment section. We are all here to solve your doubts.
So I can see a question that can you crack Snap in 10 days? So I can see a question given to us that can you crack a Snap in 10 days with 3 attempts? I think it's definitely possible if you follow the right strategy, if you give the right amount of mocks as well as sectional mocks, if you analyze those mocks properly, if you have a proper, if you do the proper homework before going to the exam center, it is definitely possible. So for the next 10 days, forget everything, focus on strategizing your preparation, buckle up everything, buckle up and just think about how you will prepare and focus during the exam time scenario, because that will really help during the exam time scenario. Once the admit cards are out, do focus on giving the exam at the right time. For example, if your real examination is on 2 p.m., make sure that when you are analyzing and giving mocks, it's also at 2 p.m. because it really helps you to prepare.
Yes, I can also see it's rather than a question, it's someone has posted that the level of LR, logical reasoning, may not be that high, right? So I would like to highlight here that, that's not the case really. So it really depends on the paper. Every section will have difficult questions, will have moderate questions, and easy questions. So the key is to understand which section is easy for you, which is difficult, which is easy. So I would say prepare really well. The type of questions may be different, but that doesn't mean that it's going to be easy. Come on, you can post anything, any questions that you have, and we are here to solve them.
So I can see a question if there is work gigs, will SIBM Pune take me? Course. So in SIBM Pune, we have a very good ratio of freshers as well as work experienced people. So you need not worry about how much years of work experience you have. You should work on profile as much as possible. And do not worry about that. Currently, you should be focusing on the SNAP exam, followed by, you know, hello, you know, okay. You can follow it by preparing well for your profile as well. Currently, I would suggest you focus on the SNAP exam.
So I can see a question. So what is a good score for SIBM Pune? I think the level of the paper, the difficulty level keeps on varying every year. For example, last year the quant section was really difficult for all the three SNAP exams. So you cannot predict as such. But I think a ballpark figure can be around 40. 40 can be considered to be a good score, but still it depends on the performance of other aspirants as well as the difficulty level of paper. So try to maximize your score since you have no sectional cutoffs over here. Try to attempt accurately most of the questions, and you will definitely be able to get a call from SIBM Pune.
Yes, I can also see a question. I have been working for 4 years and have lost all touch with study and preparation. How do I strategize and target SNAP now? And I can so relate with this particular question because even I was working for around 4 years before I joined SIBM Pune. And I do get that we get so out of touch with studies, right? Even the process of like sitting in front with a book or, with the material in hand. So what I would suggest is divide your time correctly. Even in the middle of working, find enough time to really focus on your studies completely. Like for instance, what I used to do was before my work timings, I used to sit for 1 hour, 2 hour before my work timings and after my work timings, and I used to prepare for the B school exams. That was how I used to do it. Also, when we are having breaks in between work, right? That's a very, very good time to focus on other areas. Like, for instance, I used to read newspaper during that time. Sometimes I used to do the household chores or help out in other activities during that time so that I get that time for studies at a later point. So how do I strategize and target Snap? It is difficult, I'm not going to lie, but it's not at all impossible. It's all about how you manage your time.
So I can see one more question. Are any freshers on the panel today? So yes, today on the panel we have two freshers, Shubho Shotto and I both are freshers. To answer one more question that was asked earlier, so there are equal opportunities given here at SIBM Pune to both workix, people who have workix and people who are freshers. So there's no discrimination as such. It's all about how you perceive things. It's about how you want to see your career growth. What are your goals, and how you want to set them. What do you see yourself at after 5 or 10 years in your career? So if you're very firm and focused and clear about what do you want to do, then that all the opportunities are available here at SIBM Pune. There is not much of a problem with the fact of whether you are a fresher or you have a work experience.
So I can see a question over here. So how is operations at SIBM Pune? Let me assure you, operations in SIBM Pune is doing fantastically well. The kind of companies visiting over here include Mondelez, Shell, BP, ITC, Pidlite, as well as other companies, typical companies like Amazon as well as Flipkart. So you can rest assured, operations is phenomenally doing well at SIBM Pune.
So I can see a question on how to improve verbal and LR sections. I believe that some of the strategies that were shared might be helpful here. Like, for in my case, my verbal has been my strong area, right? So I used to read a lot as in I used to read the newspaper. I used to read things that I like, for instance, psychology or other books, right, which gave me that interest. Other thing is use technology wisely. There are so many applications out there that helps you train yourself, right, when it comes to improving your vocabulary, when it comes to improving your critical thinking. That's also quite helpful. And try to, like, for instance, if you analyze that I'm weak in this particular area, let's say you're weak in clocks and calendars, right? Try to do sectional tests in that area so that you can improve there along with working on your strengths. So yeah, that is how sometimes it is very natural for us to get stuck in one mark, and then it is very difficult to, go further ahead from that. It is natural, but go, don't stop yourself, strive, and you will reach there for sure.
So I can see a question if you should solve quants first and then English and then logic. So this is entirely subjective to you. What you can do is solve as many mocks as possible. In various mocks, you can follow trying various sections first and then followed by other sections. This will help you to understand which is your strongest section and which is the section that you're solving with most speed and accuracy with. So once you get to know that, I would suggest that you solve the section which you are best at first, followed by the mediocre one, and the weaker section can be the third, so that you gain confidence in the exam very initially, and you can score maximum.
So I can see one question about CWS here. Um, so I would like to repeat the dates and the locations that we are visiting this year. So we are going to 5 cities: Mumbai, Pune, Delhi, Lucknow, and Ahmedabad. And we are going on 2nd and 3rd of December. The details, the venues, like the locations, have been shared on our official Instagram page and also WhatsApp and Telegram channel. So I request you to please join them and follow us on our Instagram channel. Along with that, if you have any other queries regarding CWS, we request you to post it on the chat box.
Yes, there seems to be a question on what percentage of SNAP weightage is there in SIBM Pune. So, SNAP is just 50% of the entire weightage, right? Now, this is a big, big advantage for you because if you crack SNAP, or if let's say you're not able to get as much as you expected, right? Even then, you have that opportunity to do really well in your GE and PI. Right, that is one very big advantage here. So Snap weightage is 50%. Now I also have a small surprise in line for you. This year there won't be a WAT. The written ability test is not there this year. You only have GE and PI after Snap, which is a pretty good golden opportunity for you to score really well. So yeah, that's something I would like to share here.
So I can see a question about whether you can complete your quants in 20 days. See, quant preparation depends a lot on how comfortable you are with numbers. So if you're comfortable, you can definitely complete your entire syllabus in 20 days. And to be comfortable, you must try to mentally calculate. You must try to mentally solve things. You must be acquainted with squares, fractions, as well as cubes. So practice those things because that will really help you in every section, in arithmetics and algebra. Even in geometry, we will see a lot of use of ratios and proportions, Apollonius theorem, all those things, similarities. So try to get comfortable with numbers, then definitely it will be cakewalk for you to finish the entire syllabus.
So I can say a couple of questions on which topics to focus on. Very honestly, I don't think I'll be able to give you a right or wrong answer here because it really depends. Snap, if you know, is a very dynamic exam. It keeps on changing. That is one of the in a way the difficulties or challenges when you face Snap, right? So there is no one topic. If one topic was there was not there last time, it may come this year. So there is no particular topic that are very important.
So adding to what Pooja said, I would suggest you kindly back your strength for the last 10 days. Don't do too many new topics at this stage of your preparation. Back your strengths, give sectional mocks, try to find out where you're more comfortable. And during exam time scenario, try to solve those questions first. Try to maximize your score in the first 30 minutes, and the next 30 minutes, maybe you can experiment with newer questions.
So I can see a question whether backlog matters in the final selection. So it depends. If you're having a an active backlog, it would matter. But if you had a backlog and you have cleared the paper, that's not at all an issue. It's all about what you bring to the table right now. How you prepare and how you do in SNAP and GEPI. Okay, so someone has asked a question on whether there's a management quota. No, all the admissions here are completely merit-based. There's no management quota.
So, folks, do you have any question particularly on CWS? Wow, great. I'll personally be traveling to Mumbai. Hope to meet you there. It's a completely free event, and yeah, we have some special goodies and snacks for you as well, along with all the tips, which is a surprise for now.
And yes, the coffee is on us, right? So yeah, we're looking forward to meeting all of you. In fact, all of us here will be coming to Mumbai and Ahmedabad, right? And we have other aspirant relation team members who are flying to Delhi, Lucknow, and yeah, of course, Pune is where we are based out of. So we'll be coming to Pune as well.
I think after the COVID crisis, we all understand the importance of physical interaction. So if you're getting an opportunity to come and meet us or get tips from us right away, I think you must not miss that. And also we have several other things for you all. So don't miss this chance.
Yes, I can see a question on will the exam center for all three slots be same? There is no guarantee for that. It all depends upon the availability, the seating, and all of that, right, in the center. So, we can't assure that. In my case, last year, my exam centers were the same, but that doesn't mean that that's the case with everyone. So, yeah. Yes, another question on general cutoff. So, since SIBM Pune is the flagship institute of SNAP, right? You safe score that you can safe percentile that you can aim for is 99 percentile, right? So yeah. So I can see that the time is also going really fast, right? We wanted to interact with you so much more. But thank you so much for making this session so interactive and engaging, for all of the amazing questions. Yeah. So due to the paucity of time, we'll be wrapping up for now. See you all at Coffee with SIBM, right? In just 2 days. So yeah.